So this is important. The order of operation is separate from your assessment. I'm going to say that one more time. The order of operation is separate from your assessment. So the order of operation, price, identify or locate price, find support, resistance, and structure, and then go to your indicators. Okay? So in this case, let's just look at this case. Look at this trend line all the way over here. We did this trend line around the 27th to 28th of April. And look at price. Has steadily come down. Price has not come back above this line of structure here. We had a pullback or, had a mini reversal. Here's a flat bottom here, right? Here's price rejection. Here comes price again. Past this flat bottom, past the 50. So we have a continuation of a sell here. Then we have this price rejection here. And here comes price. Now look what price does. Does not break the 50. If it does, it's a tingle. But I am not basing an upper movement on that. I'm looking for rejection and coming back toward a buy because I'm looking at structure and I'm looking at yesterday's low and I'm looking at everything that tells me that price rejection is coming.
Yes.
So some, people look at this and the skeptics might say, well, look, Derek, you called for a buy and look, it rejected that. Okay, you're right. It did.
Well, can you see that's a W?
So
sorry.
It doesn't. I didn't put a date and a time on it. Because if I was able to do that, I'd be trading in Bahamas on a boat offshore somewhere. People want to snatch you off the street if you're able to tell the time and date when price is breaking through something. But what has stopped price from going here? Right? Let's just, what is price? What has stopped price here from going? Well, I have this demand box here designed to push price up. I have yesterday's low and I have the 4 hour. But price can't break through anywhere because here's structure and here's structure. What's stopping price from breaking through?
Value.
All right, the lack of volume. Very good. So let's go. I'm kind of drifting sideways here. So let's make the point. Your assessment should not take 10 freaking minutes. Once again, your assessment should not take 10 minutes. Because if it is a move there, you missed it. 2, if it's taking you longer than 5 minutes to make an assessment, move on. Because apparently there is something that you're not seeing. You have to know what it is. For instance, Kim and I talk about investing in real estate all the time. And then there's these things coming up about investing in hotels. One of the things that's a costly thing, or have me pausing about buying hotels, is the fact that hotels are not businesses. Hotels are real estate disguising themselves as a business. One more time. Hotels are real estate disguising themselves as a business. And it is a business where your patrons have to depend on you 24 hours a day. And if you don't understand that, you'll be filed for bankruptcy. Y'all feel me on that? Is that a good analogy? So if you don't understand what you're looking at, if it's cloudy, then don't press buy or sell. Go get you a coffee or a beverage or whatever it is, and then come back to see if you see anything. And don't just get right, sit down on your chair, stand up and move back from it so you could see. Sometimes you're too close. Y'all feel me on that? Sometimes you're too close to make a proper assessment. And don't want something so bad that it costs you money.
Make you see things.
Yeah. You try to rationalize getting in a trade. No. It's hard enough doing a proper assessment and having your dukes up against the mark. Don't kick yourself in the ass. That don't make no sense. So if, number one, we locate price, this is the order of operation. Then we identify support, resistance, and structure. Now, let's stop right here. If you have a problem identifying that, then you don't need to go any further. If you have a problem identifying support, resistance, and structure, you need not go any further. Everybody clear with that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, some of you make the boogeyman underneath the bed more powerful than he really is. If you're hesitant about, getting into a trade, stop. And you need to go to and refer to your notes about support, resistance, and structure. But see here, when you use the fib and the trend line, structure has been identified as long as you draw those things properly. Look here. Here's the sweet spot. Boom, boom, boom. There it is. This is where you're looking for price to go. Here's structure here. If price drops below here, look at all of this. So all of that is structure. There's no way right now we're looking for a sell, not to get in a deal, not to get in a trade here. There's too much structure here. So the money is right here. And you have to tell yourself, I can wait all week if that's what it takes. Last week was probably one of our most skinniest weeks when it comes to pips. Kim, would you agree? One of our most skinniest weeks as far as pips, as a group. Some of you probably got more on your own. But as a group, based on what was given. And it had the potential of being really big, but what got in the way? structure. What was structure caused? Probably about a bunch of fears in the market. They had another bank that failed last week. And all this talk about recession. And let me say this one more time about recession. Recession been here. The only thing is, it's been affecting people that they don't care about. All these talking heads and stuff just scared to death. It's coming, it's coming. No, it just ain't got to your neighborhood yet, but it's been here. Been here. It's just like the drug war in the 80s. We've been dealing in the underserved communities, we've been dealing with the drug war since the 60s. But the moment Ken and Barbie came and they started getting high, and now Nancy Reagan gets on, and then let's just say no. Oh, it's been here. It's just that the people that it affected you didn't give a shit about. It's the same thing about this money thing. The moment they deregulated the banks and the banks were governing themselves was just doomed. And here we are. Kim was telling me about, some of her aunts and stuff that, they have money, refuse to put it in the bank. They refuse. They refuse. Can you blame them? Could you imagine? Now I'm 58. I think me, Miss Connie, Mr. Hill, we're probably the oldest folks on here. Probably.
Wrong.
So
you couldn't come out when I was in junior high school.
How old is?
I should have said that.
50.
I should have said that. Maybe I'm just enamored about. My godfather's on here. Never mind. I rescind the statement.
Thank you, sir.
My godfather just so smooth. I mean, I forget. y'all come to Vegas so y'all can meet the legend. He'll tell you some stories. But so could you imagine, let's just say this, could you imagine being a senior, right? You got $150,000, $200,000. A bank fails and you got a problem getting your money. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine? You got your couple little side hustles, that's okay. But your lifeline, you can't get to it. I have never, and I mean never, as Jay-Z says, never, forever is a mighty long time. I have never had an issue about transferring Bitcoin to cash. Never. Never. No matter what the financial climate was. And they can say all the negative things about Bitcoin if they want to, but they know that the beginning of the end of the banking institution as we know it is coming to an end. They know it, and they did it. So here comes decentralized institutions. There ain't no board somewhere about funny business and all that. Now, let's not get it construed about these guys with FTX and others that developed a fund to put crypto in, and then they started ripping people off. That's different. And it's no different than the Bernie Madoffs and all those dudes. It's the same thing. It's just the instruments that they were using. It's the same thing. But the decentralized mechanism, there is no issue with that. That's why I tell people move in silence. If they don't know who you have, if they don't know who you are, then they don't know what you have. But these dudes out here, you know, trying to be cool and impress people because they're insecure, you know, that's not how you move through this life. And I'm talking about, you know, the Forex life. I'm talking about, because some of you a year from now, those of you will stop being hard-headed. Those of you for a year from now will be living a different kind of life. So let's get back to it. So to recap, the order of operation and your assessment is two different things. The order of operation and your assessment is two different things. So once you develop, or once you go through the order of operation, now it's time to do the assessment. So let's use the analogy of the order of operation is writing down the problem on the board. You know, teacher tell you come up to the board, and Kim raise her hand and run to the board just so she can show y'all she know what she's doing. So now she done written the problem on the board. Now we have to solve the problem for X, right? So now we have to make an assessment. So this is how I do it. So here's my trend line here. I got to break its structure, right? And I'm looking at this. And like Ms. Cotty said, this is an ugly W. So now we had this come to the top. It comes here to structure, and now we have consolidation. So the thing that I think about is, what are the elements that would force this to move? Well, here I have the 4 hour, I have this demand box, and then now I'm looking at volume here. Well, I have volume going the other direction. I look at the ADX, and it's telling me basically this is still trending in a sell. But what's king?
Price.
Price is king. Now, there is something here that is telling me that I should be looking for an upward movement.
Well, one, your candles is a lot smaller.
You're getting close.
And you have two dojis.
Ah! So here we are here, this downward movement here of 95 pips, motivated by the death cross. And now I have two dojis here, which we call this a stop sign, is telling me this is probably the end to this trend. Now, this doesn't tell me what time or what day that this upward movement is coming, but we know that we have an end to this trend. Now, because the volume is low, I might not have an idea about if this is going up unless I drop down to 15 minutes. 15 minute is in consolidation. Still trending in a sell. And here's the 50. Downward movement here on the 200. I don't want to go to the momentum because it's going to erase my chart. But there are other places to go.
Look at all that space between your 50 and 200.
Let's see. Hold on. Now here it is on the 15 minute. I got a buy candle here. But it's not trending, is it? Right? Not trending. Low volume. But it's two things I'm looking at. The first thing I'm looking at is the ATR. Here's the ATR on an upward movement here with this candle. And look at the TDI going straight up. We want that in the green. So on the 15 minute here, it is telling me that this is an upward movement. Let's look at it on the 4 hour. The 4 hour in which we get our trend. Look at the ATR here. The ATR here and the TDI, see the TDI coming out. But the 15 minutes shows me something totally different. Now, 15 minute does two things, tries to emulate the 4 hour, and it also probably gives me a look into the future about what the long-term trend is going to be. So in this case, price breaks the 50 here, it's trending in a buy. Yes? The problem is it's not trending. So you want to know what structure that I'm looking at in order that would cause me to probably get in this for a buy is price breaking here. Price breaks here. That's a buy all day long. And I understand price is breaking to 50, but we play in the long game here. So this tells me, just looking at that, here's the 15 minute, here's the flat bottom candle here. See here, we're waiting for this to break this level here. Let's go to the 4 hour. Gee, oh, is that what the 61.8 is? Oh my God. How does he do that? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Let's go back. Here it is right here. All right. This level what we're talking about breaking. Look at this line of consolidation. And then we go to 4 hour. Look where the sweet spot is. Y'all see that?
Yes.
So I'm going to continue to look for the buy. Even though at the moment it's saying that this is going to continue in a sell. Well, there's a lot of structure here sitting in this back. We already looked at this. See that? All this structure? Already looked at it. Okay. Even through the continuation. All right. So all this structure down here. So let's look at GBP USD. And I'm going to do a new chart. Upward movement. I got value here, right? I got value here, right? Look at price. Look at price rejecting at the 4 hour. Look at the flat line here. Sort of like how Anthony Davis was just rejecting shit on Friday.
Make sure,
Let's get
make
that
sure
straight.
Joker ain't gonna be there tomorrow. Don't do that. I'm writing my notes. Don't do that.
Yeah. You ought to look at the notes from the last time they got together. That wasn't good for your boy Jokic. Just saying.
We'll see tomorrow. Just saying.
Y'all been looking for stuff for quite some time. We looked at stuff in Memphis, couldn't find nothing there. Looked at stuff with, Golden State, couldn't find nothing there. Now we gotta look again. Okay, we'll keep looking. Y'all better listen to your boy. All right, so here's this overall trend here. So as you're looking at it, you get ready to do your order of operation. One of the things that you need to look at is a couple of things really, really quick. Somebody tell me what stands out to them as they look at this.
I said straight
All of them.
50.
Consolidation structure.
Oh, wait. Okay, say that. Sean, say what you said again. I didn't understand what you said.
I said straight line on the 50.
Mm-hmm.
And the MACD is being clipped.
The MACD is being clipped? Well, no, not yet, because here's the zero line here. That's been clipped. But here you got a curve on the signal, but right here is where it would clip. We know it clipped here, but we're talking about what current price is, right? But here's the thing that let's just go ahead and cut through it. The thing that I look at when I locate price and I'm looking at support resistance, I look how I got a good size here on the zone. Look at the zone. Here's the top of the zone. Here's the bottom. Here's a good width between yesterday's high and yesterday's low. I got value here because I got some movement here. This went to yesterday's high. I know it's going to yesterday's low. Zone to zone, structure to structure. Yes? So here, I'm measuring this. Just to here, it's 52 pips. But if I take it down to yesterday's low, I got a birthday. That's 87 pips. I know price is going here. So I'm going to identify where the sweet spot is. First of all, I'm going to draw my trend. So here's price. Now, without drawing the trend line, I'm probably going to take this for a sell here. But if we're going to identify and we're going to follow the rules properly, here's where I take it for these 59 pips. Now, if you're not sure about that, here comes true serum right here. Now, price has already moved at the sweet spot, right? Here it is again here at 38.8. And that next candle, 12 o'clock, is going to be right about here. I could take this from here to here, 21 pips. Now, and then here's this demand box. Here's the most rejected point on the fib is after 23.6. So it's a possibility that price could reject here, but the previous move has taken this down to the 4 hour and it's rejected, right? So I'm going like, okay, well, and I'm just looking forward. So here is this signal here, curving up. Is price going to make it to yesterday's low here? Because it rejected here at the 4 hour, right? Didn't quite make it there. It touched, but it wicked, but it didn't close here. Not like the other. So structure, the 4 hour, structure to structure, could price get here to the trend line and reject? It could. But let's do a new chart. Let's just say I'm going to look for a sell. Hang on. So now I'm going to go the other way. And I'm doing my assessment. Okay? I haven't made a determination about which direction I'm going to go. But here is the sweet spot for a buy. Here's the 50, here's the 38.2. And from here to here, there's 30 pips. Now, the thing about this is that it's really herky-jerky right about now. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to the momentum now. Flat line here on an upper movement, right? Price is overperforming here. And here's an M on the RSI. And look how crazy structure is here. So I'm going to take the structure closest to price at this point. And I'm going to use this as my watermark here. So is price about to reject and go the other way? What do we have here at this moment? Could you say that this is probably has a tad bit of divergence here?
Yes.
It
Just a
has
tad.
it has enough to cause me to pause here at a GBP trade, right? So now I go back to my chart. All right, I got divergence on the momentum. And what's our rule? If we have divergence on the momentum, we don't trade, right? So now my assessment is I'm just going to put GBP USD on the watch list. Like Greg said earlier, we're just going to wait. We're just going to wait. The other thing that I would look at as far as to help me with more information, I'm going to look at the currency strength meter, and I'm looking at right now USD is a little stronger, which lets us know that this and this agree with each other. Okay. Is USD going to get stronger? I don't know. But if it does, we got a sell coming. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do a sell peak for GBP USD. Sell peak for GBP USD EP is 1.25072. 1.25072. Okay. Now listen, some of you aren't in your live accounts yet. That is not an excuse not to be trading, because if you have a demo account, which you should have, you should be trading every day. And not just loosey-goosey with it either. You need to have the mindset that that is your money. That is your money.
Would you believe I'm already in this trade on this analyzation that you just gave?
Yes, I would believe it.
And we're almost at the same entry point. We're close.
See, I will tell y'all something. Myself, if I'd have looked at this earlier and saw this candle here, I probably would have got in it early, like he's in it. However, see these EMAs? What are these EMAs acting like right now?
Structure.
Mm-hmm. So in this case, I would have to wait for it to break here. That's why I put this here. I would have to wait for this to break here to consider looking at this for a sell. Now, both scenarios with the fib did not give me a clear conclusion about in what direction this was going. And quite honestly, for me, as looking at the chart now, you know, maybe I'm waiting till Tuesday or Wednesday to decide what this trade's going to be, unless, you know, GBP has this crazy move. Now look at the currency strength meter. Look at USD getting strong, right? Look at GBP now at 2.6. If USD climbs to 7.0 and this thing drops below 2.0, then we're going to have a downward movement here. But it cost us nothing to what?
Wait.
Wait,
To wait. Cost us nothing to wait. Absolutely nothing. All right, let's take a look at gold before we get off here. Consolidation here on the 4 hour. Let's take a look at it on the 15-minute. Upward movement here, but you still got structure here. There were some calls in the market looking for gold to go to 2100. We're a little ways from that. Let's take a look at the dollar. I think this is the highest gold has been, the dollar has been in maybe, 10 days. So take a look at US oil. Flat bottom candle here, right? Look here. All right. Ooh. Let me tell you something. You guys that have fascinations about gold, hey, I dig it. Gold pays, but you got to be careful. Now, you get enamored with this candle, but look at this signal here. See how it's flat? Now you got a downward movement, consolidation, so it could be getting ready to change direction. So you want to watch oil. From here to here, that's a good payday right there. And this thin line of structure, it could break that and head to here. Look at UK. So remember, US oil follows UK. So if this is going to continue to move upward, look at that. It's moving. You have to be careful. This is the part where I would have Bloomberg TV on because they do a lot of forecasts on Forex. And I'm not saying they're the end all be all, but it may be another tool you could use to help you with your assessment. Y'all understand what I'm saying? If they're talking and what they're saying is giving confirmation to your analysis, I'm just saying it could be a big help. And also help you with your confidence. Here's the long term here. Look at this big demand box here at USOI. So there's an element here trying to drive price up. So that's what I'm saying. You have to watch it. All right, y'all. Today is the day where, you should have your weekly goals written out. And let's get ready for some big things here this week. Okay.
Hey,
Remember,
before you go, would you mind taking a peek at the news for tomorrow?
yeah, sure. Good job. Yes. You know, I cannot remember how this moves on unemployment rate, GBP. Kim, does this move?
I've seen it move. That claimant count change and unemployment. Yeah, I've seen it move.
Now, here's the other thing at this hour. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 folders here at 1 o'clock. So when you have that many, sometimes you do get a movement. See red folder here on Forex Factory for climate count change. Unemployment rate, they don't have this as a red folder. But this could change between now and 1 a.m. The CPI number at 7:30 for CAD, that might move. This 450 on Wednesday, this might move to Bank of England governor speaking. Even though this doesn't say monetary, there might be some monetary talk in this. So this could be like a sneaky thing. And Thursday, here's a medium folder for GBP Thursday morning at 4 a.m., 4:15, monetary policy hearings. That's going to move. Let's look and see what that says for Thursday on Forex. Book. What's that? It's Wednesday. They don't even have it listed here on my Forex book. So that's the reason why you look at both of these.
Was that Thursday that you was looking at? You just called it out
I
first.
think that was, let me go back. I think it's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday, 4:50 a.m. So that's going to be 5:50. That's going to be right when we get on Wednesday morning. Or just
Yep. Just before it.
Mm-hmm. So maybe we get on a little early. Kim, don't let me forget.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Good session. We're just getting started. I want y'all to read a lot more when it comes to the news and events. Just browse through it. Go through your FX Street. It's a lot of good news here on this site. A lot of good articles. Solid information. Okay. Solid information. All right, y'all. And by the way, you know, that's one of the long-term goals for me is to be to dive into this as far as talking heads speaking and trying to get a pulse of the market. I want to get better at that. I think that is a weakness in my game. I think even though I do a lot of reading, but I need to be a little bit more purposeful when I read instead of just, you know, gathering information. Not all information is useful, but being more precise with that. So that's a goal of mine. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all at 5 a.m.
All right, Derek. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a
Good
good
night.
evening.
All right, bud.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
You too, man.